G'day guys, how you doing? It's Lawrence here with another video about being a man and going his own way, or just becoming the best possible version of yourself out there, in all honesty. I mean, that's what being a man and going his own way first and foremost is about, is learning about yourself so you can become the best possible version of yourself out there. I mean, that's what it's about. And so without further ado, let's get into this subject, because this one's going to be a little bit of a nitty-gritty one. Could be a difficult one for some guys to get their heads around. I know it was for me, so let's qualify that first and foremost. This subject that we're going to be talking about was a difficult one for me to actually have to get my head around. And that was that all that pain, all that misery, all that heartache, anguish, all that bullshit that I had to go through to get to where I am today was actually an incredible gift. Yes. As I've mentioned in previous videos, or at least one other video, Christmas Day 2016, I was lying in my bed and I was just playing back all the years, all the way back, as far back as 1997. And going through everything that had gone on in my life, all the misery, all the pain, all the heartache, all the anguish, all the bullshit, everything. And I was just able to lie in bed and go, oh my God, what an absolute incredible gift. This feeling of peace and tranquility just washed over my body, and I was so grateful for these incredible lessons. That's what they are. All that pain, all that misery, all that grief, all that anguish, all that bullshit, everything that gave me every white hair on my face, okay, they were all valuable lessons. They were all gifts. And I know that's going to be hard for a lot of you to understand, or even potentially get your head around right now, depending on where you are in your journey to becoming the best possible version of yourself. But that is what they are. They're lessons and they are gifts. Excuse me, I've been sick for the last, well, a little bit sick for the last week, so if I cough, my apologies, excuse me. But anyway, I mentioned in my previous video about why I don't talk crap about women that I had this epiphany, okay, back in 2004, July of 2004. And that was that all these crazy people that were coming into my world, predominantly women, were being invited into my world because of me. Well, this was happening through a process that I call reoccurring themes. You know, it's kind of a similar process as being on the hamster wheel of life, okay? We keep on having these negative or painful, harmful, whatever you want to call these reoccurring things. Well, if they're negative, if they're causing you pain, if they're causing you heartache, if they're causing you distress, if they're causing you bullshit, misery, turmoil, whatever these reoccurring things are doing or causing you in your life, they are actually lessons. What you need to do is you need to stop and actually look at what these themes are, what these situations are, and try to look at them in such a way where you can go, okay, what is it that I need to be learning here? What is it that I need to take from this message that's continually being sent to me? And they are. That's what they're there for. Everybody thinks that, you know, God's beating up on them. And I did. I thought I was God's hacky sack for like 15, 20 years. I felt like I was being kicked around like fucking dog's balls. And I was. I was absolutely beside myself at certain points in my life. And it wasn't until I started to actually really look at what was going on in my life that I was actually able to start to make some concerted efforts to try and change what I was doing. And these were many things. They were from the crazy crazy woman that I was attracting into my world, to some of the people that I was doing business with, to my financial situation, to my living situation, to even some of my friendships. It encompassed many aspects of my life, and it was very, very interesting, because even though, like I said, in July of 2004 I had this one epiphany where it was me that was inviting these crazy women into my world, I also mentioned that just because I had that one epiphany, it didn't mean that my life changed overnight. Because myself personally, I was such an absolute train wreck, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, that I had to dig deep down inside of myself to really start looking at these reoccurring themes. And it wasn't until I really finally got on top of what these reoccurring themes were and what the message was that they were bringing to me that I was really truly able to start making some incredibly positive steps in the right direction that I needed to be going in. Not the direction I was told I should be going in, but the direction that Lawrence, that I needed to go in. And the amazing thing about it is the reason why these reoccurring themes keep on showing up in our lives is because we're not doing what we need to be doing. If your guts down here are getting tied up in knots, okay? Perfect example. In 2014, when I finally shut my business down, I went and worked for another company, okay? And it got to the point that working for that company by the end of 2015 was making me feel sick to my stomach. I mean, sick. Just gut-wrenching, tied up in knots, sick. So I took 2 days off and I just chilled out, I relaxed, I actually meditate. So I meditated on the subject and I realized that I had to quit working for these guys. And the moment I handed in my notice, my life changed for the positive. That was literally the one of the last negative reoccurring themes that was going on in my life that I had to get rid of, because I was doing something that by society standards I should have been doing. I wasn't doing what I needed to be doing. Those are the lessons that are going to make you smarter. They're going to make you wiser. They bring more wisdom to you. They help you. They help you grow more than anything. They actually help you become a better version of yourself. That is if you're willing to take the lesson and learn from it. A lot of men will just go, fuck it, and they try to push that shit down. And what happens is the more you try to push that shit down, the more it's going to jump up and slap you in the face. It's like Groundhog Day. You think you got your life under control, and then boom, your life blows up, you get fucking slapped down, and you're like, what the fuck did I do wrong? Why is this happening to me? And you blame everybody else. What it is you're trying to just turn your back on that negative reoccurring thing. You're not willing to deal with that shit that's going on in your life, okay? And the moment you start dealing with that shit, the moment you take hold of it and wrestle with it and learn from the lesson that it's bringing you, you will start to move in a far more positive direction in life. I know this. I've been there. I've lived it. Really, truly have. So that's what today's message is about, is take notice of the negative reoccurring themes in your life. The stuff that's bringing you pain, misery, heartache, turmoil, anguish, bullshit, tying your guts up in a fucking knot, okay? Take note of that stuff and why is it happening? You know, take hold of the lesson that it's trying to teach you and learn from that lesson. Because what happens is the moment you learn from that lesson, you've built your first building block to building a better life for yourself. So you can finally get up on that building block, and then you can wrestle with the next reoccurring thing, and that's how you build your life up, bit by bit, block by block, bit by bit, just taking control of these negative reoccurring things and learning from them, because they are incredible gifts. So I hope that's helped you guys out. If you like the content, pound the snot out of the like button. Feel free to subscribe, and you've got any comments, you're more than welcome to leave them in the comments section. So whatever you're doing when you watch this video, I hope you're making it a great day. Alrighty? Have a good one, guys. Peace.